Well, I don't know. This morning has just been... There's got to be something, and we're just not seeing it. You know, it's one of those things that sometimes when you're too close to the problem, you got to like stop, change your thinking, and move away, because we can't figure out why. The roof pitches are right, all the measurements are seemingly right, but there's something that's off. So what is that? I don't know. It's not one of those glaring errors. So now we've got to, what I did was I just told the boys to go back to a section after lunch that has all the right pieces and parts, or at least hopefully, and start framing up that part of the porch, then move to the other building, and then we'll work from there. So hopefully we're going to figure out what the issue is. But right now, I haven't a clue. It was a quick, busy lunch. I got done lunch, and then I needed to send out some tax forms to a man, a certified accountant in Nassau, so he can certify them, and then those two people will be able to work on their business licenses. Got one more to do, but he's got 2 business licenses, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with those. Meanwhile, back at the construction job, I still haven't the vaguest idea why that is the way it is. I really don't get it. Well, today was one of those days that it was just like, I came home from lunch and it was just like, massive headache. The pitches and porches and different parts, we couldn't figure out. I mean, the roof pitches were all right. The posts on the outside were all right, spaced right, cut the right height, but they weren't lining up. So it took us up until just a little while ago, actually, to figure out what we're going to do, and we came up with a solution to it so that the roof to the porch is one piece coming back and forth. But it was like a really frustrating day. I know the guys were really frustrated too, because they couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. We couldn't see where the error was. And we still don't know exactly where it is, why it happened, or any of that kind of stuff. And a lot of times in construction, that's, you can look and look and look, and if you step back, you can sort of see what the problem is. We don't really see what the problem is, but we see the solution. So that's good enough for what we've got to do. Tomorrow they'll start working on it, redoing it, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. Okay, see this? This is a sweet potato. It's not probably like the sweet potato you're familiar with. It's white inside, and it's very starchy. So I think they're also known as Cuban sweet potatoes, and they're very starchy. You can cut them, so I understand, into slices and then fry them in butter. Good, a lot of fiber. The butter maybe offsets that, I'm not sure. But I got a whole bunch of these today and some pumpkins from one of the guys at work who has a little farm. So I'd rather buy things from him than, you know, the grocery store. I know he grew these. I'd rather give him the money than the grocery store.
Because they're organic.
And I'm sure, I know they're fresh because he told me he just picked them yesterday. I didn't get a picture of it, but we also had today, all of a sudden I'm like, what's burning? So I go, and one of the guys had started a little fire with some pieces of wood. And I said, what are you making? He says, I'm gonna roast corn. I said, what corn? So this same guy had brought a bag of corn, and the corn is about this big. And it's a different corn. You wouldn't consider it like a sweet corn. And you just put it with the husk into the fire. I'm gathering, I didn't watch him do it, but when the husk burns away, it's heated up enough. You take it out, go like that, because it's really hot. Let it cool off enough, and then you eat it with no like salt, pepper. It's not like a sweet corn. So I really wish I had gotten one of those that I could have showed you, but they're very good. But different, totally different. And I asked them, have you ever had sweet corn? No. So they didn't understand the concept of like sweet corn like in the summer in New England where you boil it up, you put the salt and pepper on it and the butter and just, oh, that is good. But, so we got a new crop of local foods. And Sid's got enough pumpkin. He gave us another 3 big pumpkins. So Sid's gonna cook those up and freeze those, and we'll put that in the new freezer. So we'll have pumpkin even when pumpkin isn't in season anymore.
Like the summer when we want hot pumpkin.
Well, I said we could also make squash pies with those. Squash pies for breakfast, or
We need those.
yes, squash pies for breakfast with a little
Whipped cream?
vanilla ice cream. Make the perfect breakfast treat.